The proud, the knowledgeable, the valiant youth of the aerospace force of the IRGC after the imposed 12-day war succeeded in developing new air defense equipment and systems and deploying them in the country's integrated air defense system, striking the legendary power and invincibility of the ultra-advanced 5th-generation American F-35 aircraft, breaking its aura for the first time in the world and discrediting it. If 60% of all STEM graduates in Iran are women, then they got the scariest type of autism there. Girl autism. Yes, bro. Yes. Yes. Iran is developing new tech at anime speeds not seen on this earth before. I mean, look, people love an underdog story. I wonder if this is how they felt when they were watching America just like punish Vietnam for no fucking reason. And we were just sitting there being like, why are we doing this? We shouldn't do this. It's got to be like a similar experience, right? Where it's like nobody wants this except for like maybe a couple people that really want this, and they want it because they want it at the behest of a foreign nation. And we just kind of have to sit here and be like, oh, another day, I guess. F-22 cortisol spike. That missile was fucking moving too, goddamn. Yeah. Is Iran actually Wakanda? Yeah, it's Wakanda for the autism. It's autism. It's autism Wakanda. Also, China is kind of like that too. Let's be real. Remember, another country with fucking STEM lords out the wazoo, out the ass. Watch them blame the pilot. They're gonna be like, it's a woman pilot. Yeah, this is a tremendous failure for American ingenuity. This is unbelievable. I mean, it's totally unfucking believable. I need to see the cope on this shit. I need to see the cope on this right now. What happened to all the fucking pro-NATO O's and Andes that were like, excuse me, who's to say we have not accomplished our military objectives? We've decapitated their leadership and we double tapped a school. That's a success. Iran gonna find out why we don't have health care. It's like, bitch, you don't have health care. You are the one who doesn't have health care. You're asking the wrong questions. You're making the wrong statements. You should be saying, we should have health care instead of this. You don't even have the force projection confidence booster any longer. How do you sit here and watch $2 trillion light on fucking fire? What has NATO have to do with it? This is a U.S. operation. NATO is U.S. and I'm referencing like the pro-NATO, pro-U.S. Andes. Can someone link me to tweet Hassan had up with a poster that said the F-35 was invisible or something? I couldn't get it. Yeah, also, it's wonderful that Donald Trump, again, JD Pondon, the bullet pierced my ear, but I still hear the voice of the party. JD Pondon comes out. Share of respondents who say it's either better to depend on China or on the U.S. under Donald Trump. Canada, 57% say it's better to trust China. Germany, 40% say it's better to trust China. France, 34% say it's better to trust China. The UK, 42% say it's better to trust China. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. I never thought I would see the day. I never thought I would see the day where the Euroids are waking up to the reality that they have been vassalized. What is happening? This is why I said these are the weeks where decades happen. That's why I said it. America's century of humiliation is upon us. It is now time to redesign everything, okay? We got to pick this society apart piece by piece to rebuild it. It's over. The faster we pivot away from our endless militarism, the better it will be for American society, for ordinary Americans. Please, I know no one will listen to me except for the motherfuckers in here, but god damn, dude, please. Oh, for years and years, I have spent countless hours explaining that American militarism and American imperialism is not good for the European allies that have been vassalized. American imperialism is not good for the ordinary Americans that don't benefit from the imperial bounty. For years, I have explained that we are spread far too thin, but even I never thought that it would take a matter of like weeks for America to come short. All it took was for a country to say, all right, fuck this. I'm not playing ball any longer. And even that country was actively trying to negotiate over and over and over and over again. Even that country kept saying, Iran kept saying, please, let's negotiate. Please, please, let's negotiate. And our fucking fat cats thought that that restraint was not because of their naivete, but that restraint was because they were terrified. That's what we thought. American hubris. We thought their restraint and their interest in negotiating with us was born out of a real fear. A real fear of American military superiority. We have the most sophisticated weapons. We have the best weapons. You said this like 5 weeks ago too. I remember thinking, inshallah, one day. I did. I've been saying this for years. Having said that, however, I did not think it would be this much. I did not think it would be this fast and this embarrassing. Even with the 12-day war, I thought, okay, there will be a lot of pummeling. They'll blow the fuck out of, they'll blow up the positions. They'll close up the tunnels. Iran won't have the striking capabilities. It turns out American capitalism was also our biggest security weakness, our biggest flaw, because of the complex international design of global capital. You can just hit the heart of capital centers. You can hit profit centers from Iranian TELs. You can hit American profit centers by shutting off the fucking Strait of Hormuz, for example. And then when you do that, the entire system falls apart. It's a very weak system for that reason. An incredibly important lesson to learn here, for the record. From the last frames of the F-35 being hit by Iranian air defense, it looks like some type of shrapnel got in the air intake and damaged the engine, but the airframe looked largely intact. The important thing here is not whether F-35 was shot down. It was the fact that Iran's air defenses were able to detect, track, lock onto, and shoot and damage the F-35. This alone is a form of deterrence, forcing the U.S. to continue using expensive standoff munitions with their non-stealth aircraft and avoid using F-35 with impunity. I know where it landed. There's only 2 bases. I live here. It was flying over me. Really mad. Oh my Lord. Oh, Lordy. And this is not like Russia. This is not like Russia at all. This comes after 2.5 years of Israel doing genocide, unlimited genocide in Gaza with American defenses, with American help, with American aid, with American weapons, right? This also is like, this also wasn't like, Russia invading Ukraine, right? This is America and Israel, 2 partners that have shown that they're unreliable already and expended all the goodwill that they may have had with their European partners, striking a sovereign nation state. So right now is open season for Iran. They have every right to defend themselves. So every single thing that they do, every single military goal that they achieve, every single profit center that's hit is not being, the blame and the responsibility is not being put on Iran. It's being put on America and Israel. Even in places like the United States of America, instead of people feeling hardened and instead of people feeling emboldened, people feeling a sense of pride and getting angry at the enemy, right? They realized that we did this. We did this. It is an underdog story in some ways. We should have never done any of this. Okay? That much is clear, I hope. My Lord. Here, let's watch the impact a little bit. National gas prices.
Almost immediately in the prices people pay here at the pump. Overnight prices rising another 5 cents. The nationwide average now $3.90 a gallon. Since this war began, prices have jumped 96 cents, and they are now at their highest levels since 2022. That's when they hit $5 a gallon. Meantime, diesel prices, that is the lifeblood of the American economy. It fuels shipping, trains, semi-trucks, hauling products, and of course farmers use this fuel as well. It is now $5.05 a gallon. The past 2 weeks have brought the biggest 2-week price increase in diesel on record, and it all comes down to oil, which is now $95 a barrel, in that range. Every $1 move in oil prices translates to about a 2 to 3 cent move higher at the pump. If sustained, this would mean that households are adding about $1,000 or more to their costs over the course of a year. And if you think about this, this is part of everything. Heating costs, the cost of an Uber, the cost of food, it ripples through the entire economy, Robin.
Many people are thinking about that. You're right, Rebecca. Thank you. Day 20 of this war. Israel and the US have continued to hit targets in Iran, but there is a new type of target, a new category over here. We're going to talk about it. Israel targeting Iranian energy infrastructure and Iran hitting back.
I didn't even realize how perfect my fucking new merch is for this moment. Look. Yeah, I didn't even realize that I'm literally wearing my new merch that's coming out, and it's a perfectly illustrative of the moment that is happening currently. That I designed this literally fucking like 3 months ago, okay, or even longer than that. Is crazy. Pre-watch Piker, precog Piker, baby. Did you start World War III just to sell merch? Yeah. Piker Broadcasting Service for tomorrow's merch today. Piker Broadcasting Service for tomorrow's news today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, here at the Piker Broadcasting Service, you know, it's not always going to be fun. Okay, but Union Made American Made merchandise, ideology.shop. Please, your voluntary contributions in the form of a Twitch Prime. So you got stakes in this too? Yeah, I'm fucking, call me Josh Gottheimer the way I traded on insider information.
Is an escalation, a big one that deepens both the war itself and the problems for the global economy. Let's zoom in a bit to understand this more, because it's really important. The waters between Iran and Qatar actually in between.
Erica Kirk ass merchant. Yeah, that's me, baby.
Between them is the world's largest natural gas field. And the two countries, well, they divvy it up pretty much. Iran calls it the South Pars. Qatar calls it North Dome. Now, Israel struck targets related to it in Iran. Whether or not it had the approval of the US is now a matter of contention. This shows the video of the aftermath of a strike in Asalea. Iran struck back straight away, hitting the Ras Laffan complex. Qatar said there was extensive damage, taking out 17% of Qatar's natural gas export capacity. Repairs are expected to take 3 to 5 years. That has led to the price of gas to shoot up. So that means a country like us here in the UK, where gas is a crucial part of our energy mix, we're going to see higher energy prices. But Iran also threatened to strike other energy infrastructure facilities across the region, including Saudi Arabia's Sam Ref refinery. That is over here, and that's really important. You'll notice we've shifted over on the map away from the Strait of Hormuz, which we will talk about. A lot of people say, well, maybe...
Is Qatar exaggerating the damage to satisfy Iran? I don't think so. I think they actually are cooking the fucking gas fields.
Maybe this is a way to bypass the Strait of Hormuz, the issues there. But if this is a target now, well, that plan doesn't work anymore. And there are also targets much closer to the Strait. In Saudi Arabia, on this side of it, up here. In Qatar, we've talked about it. Also the UAE, another gas field down there. So we've been talking about gas in Qatar.
The other side of this is that Americans spent hours on hours at Davos, at all these different international summits, yelling at the European allies for desperately trying to get on the renewable energy grid, desperately trying to electrify their grid, right? If you recall, Howard Butlick went on stage and was like, why the fuck would you move into the realm of renewable energy when China controls that? Wouldn't you want reliable, energy that we're providing you? Fossil fuels, right? You guys got to stop trying to electrify your grid. You guys got to stop moving in the direction of renewable energy. Well, after today's incident, not even today's incident, but like the last couple of months have shown, turns out in order to have energy independence, you have to move into the realm of renewables. Because what was previously foreseen as reliable energy, okay, reliable energy is no longer seen as reliable energy no longer. Right? Look at Cuba. The fact that they have any energy whatsoever right now, after 3 months of not having any oil come onto the island, is because 30% of their entire energy grid is now solar panels due to Chinese solar panels that have been sent, that have been shipped off. That's it. Is solar panel time. This is something that people have been pushing for many, many years. In order to stave off some of the worst elements of anthropogenic climate change, people have been actively advocating for it. But also, there is an independence, an energy independence angle here too. 70% of LNG production is insane. Qatar Energy said this is $20 billion in annual revenue loss. If oil fields keep getting hit, it seems the GCC countries may not pivot their primary frustration to Iran, or may pivot their primary frustration to Iran. At least that's what the Qataris and Saudis are suggesting. Yes. Yeah. Qatar Energy just announced that they may have to declare force majeure on long-term contracts for up to 5 years, dude. We have escalated into worst-case scenario territory overnight, and it literally happened because Israel struck the gas fields. Just remember, Israel struck the gas fields. Iran and Qatar share that gas field. Force majeure means forced closure is done. They're packing it up. Like, they're packing up the contracts. They just don't have the capability. That is an unbelievable energy crisis. That's precisely the reason why, by the way, Donald Trump came out. That's precisely the reason why Donald Trump came out last night and said this dumbass Truth Social post that I replied to. I said, everybody panic now. He came out and said, where is it? Where is it? Hold on. Statement from President Trump on the South Pars gas field. Israel, out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as South Pars gas field in Iran. I mean, I just didn't think that the end of the world would be so funny at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, this man is a wordsmith, brother. What do you mean? Out of anger for what has taken place in the Middle East, has violently lashed out at a major facility known as the South Pars gas field in Iran. Like, like, this is, Israel just got real mad. Who knows why? And then they just lashed out